Hey guys, today's video I wanted to talk to you about how you can better regulate your thoughts so that they don't control you and so that you can shift them to be more positive and get rid of the negativity that may be crowding your mind right now. So one of the first things you can do is realize that you're not your thoughts. You're not, quite simply. You're the observer behind your thoughts. How do I know this? Because there will be times where thoughts will arise, and if you're really calm and collected, you'll notice them and you won't really have thought of them on your own. They kind of just float by in your mind if you let them. And you can choose to do exactly that. Let them just float on by without them affecting your mood or anything. Or you can notice them, give them power over you, and let them change your emotional state. I mean, quite literally, there have been times where I've noticed snap thoughts come into my head out of nowhere, and then with them comes an emotion, and then I just quite literally let it go. Don't let it control me, because I realize that thought, it's not something I need to give any power to. So that's one way you can let your thoughts not control you, just by noticing that you're the observer behind them. So you can choose to give them power over you or not. And the second thing is just to work on your grounding. Now you do this by either meditating or, in an easier way, so you don't have to cut out as much time through your day to meditate, is just throughout the day as often as possible become conscious of your breathing and control it manually. And breathe in through your diaphragm for about 8 seconds total for the whole breathing process. If you can make breathing in and out last 8 seconds or even longer, it brings you into your parasympathetic nervous system and calms you down a lot. And when you're in that state, you're more grounded so that your thoughts don't really affect you as much, as well as whatever emotions you may be feeling at the time. You're just a lot more calm and collected, and it's a great place to be. So I urge you to practice that as well, just becoming conscious of your breathing as often as possible throughout the day. It's a lot easier than, it is a form of meditation, but it's easier than setting aside 10 to 30 minutes of your day to actually meditate, because you can become conscious of your breathing at any point throughout the day, no matter what you're doing, and you don't really need to set aside a chunk of time where you're not going to be bothered by anyone. So I urge you to do that if you're one of those people who doesn't really want to embrace meditation just yet. And then the third thing is just kind of realize that any emotions that you have that come along with your thoughts, you also don't need to give those as much power over you as they probably currently have. A lot of people, I've noticed, will say things like, I am anxious, or I am angry, or I am happy. When you say I am followed by an emotion, you're giving that emotion power over you. Because in reality, it's just a temporary feeling. So really, what you should say is reframe to say, I feel anxious, or I feel angry, or I feel happy. When you do that, you're acknowledging that it's temporary, so the emotion doesn't actually have power over you, it's just something you feel. It's a lot better than saying I am anxious, which kind of could imply that you're anxious all the time. And then when you believe that, guess what? Odds are you're going to feel anxious a lot more, because your mind has a special way of kind of orienting itself around your thoughts and making them a reality. So if you think you're anxious all the time, you probably will end up anxious pretty often. So instead say, I feel anxious. Recognize that it's temporary and that it can be let go. And it can be replaced with happiness. It can be replaced with peace, with calm, with anger, with frustration, with any other kind of emotion. It's temporary. So I urge you to try that as well. And those three things should help you big time with regulating your thoughts, because your thoughts often are accompanied by emotions, so there is that emotional aspect to them. But I hope this video helps, and if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment or shoot me a direct message and I'll address them. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and that you're staying strong out there during these quarantines, and I'll see you in the next video. Arrivederci.